There we go. Tiny wee smallmouth that we throw at each other. On New Outdoors, we're fishing tonight and throwing fish.
Spikes are gonna get deep.
Hey guys, tonight we're out on our Bleue, which is our really nice lake about an hour and a half north of Ottawa. So this is one of our 2 lodges in Quebec that we operate out of. And what's special about Bleue is that even though it's still pretty close to the city, it's this beautiful natural environment where we have very, very few cottages on the lake. We have 100% control over the fisheries management. And one of the success stories on this lake is our walleye. So we reintroduced walleye through stocking efforts. We also rehabilitated a spawning bed, and we've implemented slot size with really reduced limits as well. So Emily, my daughter, and I, tonight we're just trolling for some walleye to see if we can find a couple, and we might even keep 1 or 2 for a fish fry tomorrow. So if you want, join us on Bleue for a little bit of a walling, trolling, evening, daddy-daughter night kind of event. Anyway, so hopefully we'll catch some walleye.
Did you have a fish?
I had a hit.
I had a hit.
Did you too?
Yeah. And it wasn't a small one.
Yeah, I totally had a hit. That's 2 I've missed. I'm the king of missed fish. There should be a belt.
Do you even need the net?
I don't think so.
Should I keep trolling?
It feels very small. It's like, I don't even know if it's on. Whatever it is, it's small, if it's anything. Nada. I knew there wasn't much there. Go through the islands.
Watch out for my lines.
Yeah, you'll be okay.
We're awfully close.
2 cormorants. I'm really hoping they're not a nesting pair, because the last thing I want are cormorants here.
You should explain why.
Because they eat all the fish.
What's that in the water?
Someday we should come jig here. Oh, Emmy's got a good one. Set that hook.
No, it's gone.
It was.
That was a big fish, though.
I know.
There's something in the water over there, just so you know. It looks like a corkscrew or something. That was not a small fish.
I know. That was a big fish. Get him.
Yep.
There you go.
Might not.
No, that's a fish, man. That's a good one. That is a good one. Right? Yeah.
This one might be a walleye.
Wait for me. What are you thinking? Big walleye? Lake trout?
I'm thinking walleye. I don't have very much experience with lake trout, so that I couldn't tell you. It's a walleye. Not as big as I thought, but still a big walleye.
Whoa, got it. Nice. So it looks like a keeper. I think that's sort of 15-incher, but might be a touch on the small side, but we'll see.
Gave a good fight.
Still nice, clean, pretty fish. And it's nice to see these slightly smaller ones, because again, that's just a sign that our restocking efforts, they're reproducing. So that's a beautiful, nice walleye. We're gonna measure it. Yeah, it's about 16 inches. So we're gonna keep that one as part of our fish fry for tomorrow.
Perfect.
Nice, good job. I'm gonna throw that guy in here. Cool. So Lac Mer Bleue, it's a bit of a special place. It's been 13 years since I bought the lodge. And when I bought the lodge, there were few to no walleye left at the time. So basically it had been overfished from previous years where they really didn't, I'll say, care too much about the resource. So there was some of the spawning beds had been blocked by beaver dams. So when I bought the lodge, I knew that one of the main, efforts I wanted to put in right off the bat was to try to reestablish the walleye population in the lake. The very first thing I did is I talked to the residents on the lake. There's only 18 other private cottages. Everybody's super supportive. They love the lake. They want to, protect it for what it is. And so we all basically agreed that we would shut down the walleye fishery. So there hasn't been, or up until the last 2 years, anybody that caught a walleye automatically threw it back. But again, they were few and far between, so we weren't missing out on too many. The next step I did was I applied for some funding where I cleaned up one of the main spawning beds in the creek. So by doing that, we pulled out a lot of the dead wood. I got a couple of loads of 4 to 6 inch round gravel that we put along the shoreline in the river. And it was funny because the following spring, you could go onto the bridge with a light and you could see that the walleye were moving in and they were actually using that spawning bed that we had just cleaned up. So that was really nice. And then the third thing that we did is we started stocking. So over a period of about 5 years, we bought about 5.5 inch to 6 inch young walleye, and we dumped, I don't even know how many, but I'm going to say probably close to 20,000 of those 6 inch walleye into the lake. And the last time we did that was about 5 years ago. But what's really nice to see now is, you can come out and it's no longer a surprise to catch a walleye. In fact, you should probably expect to catch walleye if you're in the right spot at the right time. And they're all different sizes. So we have some of the great big guys, we've caught them up to 10, 12 pounds that you can tell those would have been some of the original fish that were pre-stocking. And I got a fish. Feels like a nice one too, actually. Yeah, so I can keep talking. So pre-stocking fish, we got some big walleye, and then we also have smaller walleye being caught fairly regularly too, which is great because again, then you can see that they're reproducing, they're spawning naturally. So that's been great. So anyway, the end of the day, it's been a real success story. So, oh boy, that's a good fish. We also have lake trout. Now, I would be surprised if this was a lake trout, but you never know what you're gonna catch here. Maybe he feels bigger just because the wind's blowing us away from him, but he hit good. There it is.
Do walleye usually jump? It looks like
actually might be a good sized bass. We'll see. So a little flash.
He's down there.
That looks like a...
That's a big bass.
Is it a nice bass?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice smallmouth. Cool. Yeah, real nice smallmouth.
Got some weight to it.
There we go. Probably about 2.5, close to 3 pounds maybe. So that was fun. Like I say, that's the magic of this lake is you don't know. We have walleye, lake trout, largemouth, smallmouth, northern pike, whitefish. And you know what? He is big enough that I think we're also going to keep him for our fish fry tomorrow. He just hit on a fairly shallow swimming crankbait. Ever so lovingly. Lunch tomorrow. So you can cast out, Emily. But it looks kind of nasty behind us and nasty in front of us. So we're going to keep an eye on the skies and the weather. And if we see any lightning, we'll be out of here. And if we hear any thunder that's close by, we'll call it a day too. Fishing's supposed to be fun. No point in risking anything. So what we're doing is trolling. Basically, trolling is one of the easiest ways to fish. We're just driving the boat in the slowest speed possible. Sometimes even if you find you're going a little bit fast, you can just pop it in neutral, let yourself glide for a little bit, and then you put it back in gear. We're using lures that are basically made for either reeling in slowly or trolling. So they have a lip on them, which makes them dive down to a certain depth. This time of year, we're trying to fish, or we're trying to have our lures in around that, I'll say 20 feet. So give or take 5 feet either side. So that's sort of 15 or 12 to 15 feet down to 20 or maybe even a touch below 25. This time of year, that's where we want to be. Part of that is water temperature. That's where the fish are. And the biggest thing is that's where the bait fish are. So the fish go to where the food is, and that changes throughout the year as far as depth, even the time of day. It's overcast today. When it gets closer to dark, the bait fish will start to move up shallower, and the larger game fish will follow them as well. But for today or this afternoon, we're kind of trying to beat this cloud here, but again, we're doing what's called trolling. It's basically just dragging our lures behind the boat, and we're targeting our fish right around that 20 feet of water. So that's what's handy about having the fish finder, is that we're able to, find areas. Right now we're too deep, we're in about 60 feet of water. So I'm gonna adjust the boat, or I'm gonna actually go try to pick up this next rock point, and again, find that 15 to 20 foot area, and we'll see what we pick up. But so far, that's where we've caught most of our fish. So Emily caught her walleye coming from deep water up into a hump that was about 20 feet. And we caught that fish at about 15 feet. And then my nice big bass that I just caught, big bass, it was huge, wasn't it, Emily? It was probably the biggest bass maybe you've ever seen. It was pretty big.
So.
Yeah, it was a big bass. It was bigger than her walleye. Oh yeah. Anyway, so that bass was, again, on that sort of flat hump of land, underwater plateau, if you will, at about that 15, 18 feet. So far, 15 to 18 or 20 feet's working, and we're about to hit another point at that depth in a couple of minutes here. Well, I think with the clouds, we'll call it a day. It's almost dark anyway. We got our three or four fish. 4 fish?
I got 3.
2 little bass and...
Yeah, 4 in total.
Yeah, so 4 fish in 2 hours. That's not bad. And yeah, we dodged some clouds and dodged some rain, and it was a good night.
Yep.
Tomorrow's a new day.
Maybe I'll just catch us some nice salad to go with our fish.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have these.
Well, if you enjoyed our little evening fish tonight, again, there's lots more of this. We're just going to keep trying to show you the lifestyle at our 2 lodges. Hopefully try to talk you through what we're doing and teach you a little bit about how we go out and catch some fish every once in a while. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. We'd sure appreciate it. Thanks, and we'll catch you again later.
You gotta say bye.
Bye.